Shocking fact. Did BTS's Jin really contact Jungkook's mother before the pickup? An unexpected statement has changed the narrative that the public had believed until now. BTS's Jin reportedly had private communication with Jungkook's mother before the emotional pickup moment at Incheon Airport. This information has triggered a wave of reactions among ARMY and Korean entertainment industry observers, as it opens the possibility of previously undisclosed personal coordination. The question now is, does this interaction show a deeper emotional closeness, or does it suggest something more complex behind the group's image? The incident in the spotlight occurred not long after Jin completed his military service and Jungkook returned from overseas promotional activities. While the public believed the pickup was a spontaneous and touching initiative, internal sources revealed that Jin had contacted Jungkook's mother beforehand to inquire about the youngest BTS member's condition. This statement became a turning point in public discourse. He asked how Jungkook had been lately. He seemed very concerned. "But I didn't expect he would actually come to pick him up himself," said the mother in a statement widely circulated on social media. Does this mean Jin knew something the public didn't about Jungkook's mental or emotional state? Why did he feel the need to contact the family directly, when BTS member relationships are often described as professional and respectful of personal space? The revelation of direct communication between Jin and Jungkook's mother opens up a wide range of interpretations. Some view it as proof of deep emotional closeness and concern, even suggesting that Jin acted like a real older brother taking emotional responsibility for Jungkook. However, many also question whether this disclosure is part of a narrative deliberately crafted to generate public sympathy following Jin's return to the entertainment world. Interestingly, the pickup moment captured by fans' cameras showed Jungkook's emotional expression. When Jin embraced him, Jungkook briefly bowed his head, and some fans speculated he was holding back tears. In a recording, Jin's words are not clearly audible, but speculation spread that he whispered something deeply meaningful to Jungkook, allegedly saying, "You are not alone." There has been no official confirmation of this conversation, but Jungkook's mother's emotional reaction strengthens the idea that the moment was far from ordinary. After seeing the footage and hearing the tone of Jin's voice, "I couldn't hold back my tears," revealed Jungkook's mother. This sentence went viral and sparked widespread discussion on social media. Were Jin's words truly that touching, or were the emotions more influenced by the warm perception of the reunion atmosphere? On the other hand, the absence of an official statement from the agency forces the public to rely on indirect testimonies, fan posts, and viral video clips as primary sources of information. This raises concerns about the validity of the developing narrative. Did Jin truly contact Jungkook's mother independently? Or is this part of an image-building effort to restore and strengthen emotional ties between BTS members and the public during a transitional period? In media analysis, such practices are not unfamiliar. Emotional storytelling or empathy-based marketing is often used in the entertainment industry to strengthen fan loyalty and attachment. Is Jin's communication with Jungkook's mother part of that strategy? Or is the public being too cynical in viewing emotional moments as manufactured? The fact that Jin went so far as to contact Jungkook's parent raises deeper questions about the emotional pressure the magne might be experiencing. On several occasions, Jungkook has appeared to have a packed schedule and showed signs of fatigue. Did Jin notice this beforehand and take the initiative to reach out to the family for support? If Jin's action was done sincerely and without any ulterior motive, it could be seen as an extraordinary act of emotional responsibility from a senior member to his younger groupmate. However, if proven to be part of a strategically designed narrative, this would be further evidence that the line between sincere empathy and image management is increasingly blurred in the modern entertainment industry. The ARMY's reaction is also divided. Most express appreciation for Jin's concern, making hashtags like #ThankYouJin and #ProtectJungkook trending topics. Yet, some netizens voice concern about the fandom's tendency to believe every emotional moment without verification. "We need to know, it's touching, but did it really happen the way we think?" wrote one Twitter user. The most concerning scenario would be if this narrative is being used to cover up other internal issues that haven't been shared with the public. In a world where perceptions can be shaped in seconds through viral content, fans need to distinguish between sincere moments and narratives polished for mass communication strategies. This brings up a critical question. Is Jin contacting Jungkook's mother an act of pure affection or part of a smart communication strategy? Who first spread this information? Is the agency's silence a form of silent confirmation, or are they letting the public shape the narrative themselves to avoid responsibility for managing the information? Skepticism does not mean hating an idol. In fact, loving them should include learning to think critically. Ultimately, loving Jin and Jungkook also means protecting them from public pressure born from unrealistic expectations, both in behavior and the narratives surrounding them. In closing, we must ask, does this information truly reflect reality? Or are we absorbing fragments of a story shaped by collective interpretation and emotional community impulses? The fact that Jin contacted Jungkook's mother before the pickup could be a heartwarming act of humanity, but it could also be an example of how personal narratives are used in mass communication strategies. And amid all those possibilities, only one thing is certain. The public must be more careful, critical, and brave enough to question before believing. In today's hyperactive social media climate, information spreads faster than verification. The claim that BTS's Jin personally contacted Jungkook's mother before the emotional airport reunion has shaken the global fanbase and sparked prolonged debate. But the burning question remains, is this a truly authentic emotional truth, or part of a narrative carefully crafted for specific purposes? It is important to note that this information first emerged from TikTok video clips, Twitter comments, and discussion snippets, lacking an official primary source. There has been no direct statement from Jin, Jungkook's mother, or HYB labels confirming that this personal communication actually took place. Therefore, it is reasonable to ask, why is such a touching and viral story not supported by concrete evidence? Was this omission intentional, to let the public fill the gap with their emotions? When this emotional narrative spreads without clarification, it becomes a collective emotional truth, not an objective fact. Many fans accept this story without demanding confirmation. They focus more on what they want to believe, rather than on what really happened. This is where critical reflection becomes essential. Are we consuming information because it's true, or because it's entertaining and satisfies our emotional side? Social media platforms like YouTube, TikTok, and Twitter have become the primary arenas for spreading this narrative. Edited video clips, embellished captions, and speculative comments strengthen the public's perception that Jin did something incredibly touching. But shouldn't we ask, if Jin really did contact Jungkook's mother, where is the record of that conversation? Why are we only hearing it through third parties with no authentic proof? Thus, we are faced not only with questions about the truth, but also with the possibility of emotional manipulation. The entertainment industry, especially one as popular as BTS, has long been known to use such moments to reinforce psychological bonds between idols and their fans. Isn't it very likely that this story, while moving, also serves as a sophisticated emotional marketing tool? So how should we, as consumers of information and fans, respond to this? We are not advocating for cynicism, but encouraging healthy skepticism. In a world where the line between personal and commercial narratives is increasingly blurred, questioning the truth is not a form of hate. It is a form of caring for transparency and the integrity of information. Do we really know the truth about the interaction between Jin and Jungkook's mother? Or are we simply interpreting emotions based on a narrative shaped by social media? Was the pickup moment truly sincere and personal, or was it strategically choreographed to strengthen emotional ties after Jin's military return? It must be realized that this narrative